Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shimayo. This is the Metaphysical Empowerment and Wellness Events. We hold all sorts of metaphysical events, wellness fairs, in 4 cities in the Northwest, in Seattle and Redmond, in Portland, Salem, and Eugene. We interview our practitioners and vendors so you get a chance to know who we are, so you have a sense of what we do before you come to an event. So I'm here today interviewing Justin Daugherty. Justin, please tell us a bit about yourself and what you share at our events.
Hi, thank you, Lorelei. I'm new to the Redmond fairs. This will be my first attempt in coming and being at something a little bit bigger as far as a venue and event goes. I'm an energy healer. I'm not actually formally trained in Reiki or anything like that. My modality is a little bit more intuitively based. I'm very empathic by nature, so I can feel what other people feel, and I've learned with enough concentration and having to deal with things in my own life that I can actually change how that feels. And so on the outside level, it's like changing the frequency of energy. And so from there, I can change, say, for example, aches and pains into something a little bit more soothing. I actually have been working with myself quite a bit recently with repairing a lot of aches and pains and damage that has occurred in my body for different reasons. I just came back from a strenuous vacation personally, and I've been able to sit in meditation for some time and being able to alleviate a lot of like sore feet and back and different things that I had to go through. I came back from Vegas, and I did a lot of walking down the strip and things like that, and it was a fun and exciting experience. I hope to be able to do that again very soon.
Can you say a little bit more about what is it that you experience? Like, how do you sense the energy and what's happening as you're transforming it?
Yeah. So again, I guess for those of you who don't really understand what an empathic sort of modality would be, is it's like feeling, but it's different. It's like if you were to run your hand over the surface of something, you would be able to tell if it was a different texture than, say, something else. It's like that. It's like if you get within a certain radius of someone's energy field, you have a tendency to sense how their energy is different from your own, and it's like a comparative kind of an energy base and frequency. And from there, I'm able to then feel what it is someone else is feeling. And I can then, once I have that kind of in my own body, I'm able to kind of determine, well, there might be an ache or a pain here. There might be some discomfort in different areas. They may be really like anxious, for example, very maybe upset about something that happened to them. Maybe they're going through different traumas. Having experienced a lot of that in my own life, I've come to be very familiar with how that feels. And knowing that no one wants to feel that way, I'm able to, again, change that feeling depending on my own feelings. So I concentrate on something that it is that I wish to feel or have other people experience. And almost going into a semi-meditative state, I'm able to, it's like focusing inward and outward at the same time.
And it sounds like, when I say it sounds like you're creating a bit of an entrainment, and that if you're doing something with your own energy and allowing, like, somehow facilitating that person's energy lining up with what you're experiencing.
Yeah, it's a type of synchronicity in a way. It's about being connected with other people to the point where you can feel what it is they're feeling. And it's establishing a connection, an energetic connection. And from there, you're able to kind of alter the way that things are or how they feel.
Yes, it is healing work that you're doing, very much. It's healing work.
Yes, yeah, it is. And I'm very excited about it because the more that I do it, the more that I learn and I grow. And I'm excited because the more that I'm out there at the fairs and the more that I'm helping people, I'm able to kind of enhance my own abilities. It's like practicing any sort of thing, like an instrument, for example. The more you do it, the more proficient you get, and the more you start to understand what's actually going on. And so I'm excited to say that it's only going to get better from here on out. And I'm really excited to see where that goes.
So I so imagine that you've been empathic your whole life, but how did you get a sense that you might perceive things a bit differently than other people? And how did you get a sense that it could be related to a metaphysical practice, an intuitive practice?
Well, for many, many years, I didn't actually think that was the case. I actually just grew up being very, very sensitive in a lot of ways. I didn't know I was picking up on the feelings and the emotions of other people around me. I just thought that I was like emotionally unbalanced for a long time and was having mood swings randomly here and there. But as the years progressed, I started to realize that being around certain people invokes certain feelings. And it even got to the point where people would tell me something and it didn't feel right somehow. So it was almost as if you could tell someone was being untruthful to you as well. But that took a lot of practice and understanding to know what that was. I know not everybody is empathic. And a lot of people growing up, a lot of children these days actually have the opportunity to be able to get around a metaphysical community and understand what that's like. I unfortunately didn't have that opportunity until much later in life. And so I really didn't know there was anything different with me. I just knew that I was sensitive because I could get very emotional and people would tell me I was. It wasn't until a few years ago when I was actually working as a caregiver for an individual who had a traumatic brain injury. And through them, I met my good friend, Jeffrey St. Rose. And he was the one who kind of took me under his wing a little bit and told me, you know, you are very gifted. You have certain things that you're able to do. And he was able to kind of show me through the community that I'm a part of now, what exactly it is that I'm doing, and that there are other people who experience things very similar to myself. It was a very freeing feeling in a way, knowing that I wasn't the only one experiencing the things that I was, because for the longest time, when you're around people who don't or don't understand that, you start to question yourself quite a bit.
Yeah, it's great. So it's so great, right? The way he's of service to you, and now you have the opportunity to be so much more of service to other people.
Yes, it really is a beautiful thing, really, and I hope to be able to help people like he's helped me. That's what this is all about, you know, helping each other grow and become. And it's not about any of us holding on and hoarding our gifts and just using them to further our image. It's about helping everybody on this planet and furthering mankind, you know, and progressing consciousness.
Do you do some aspects of readings with people as you're talking to? Like, I imagine you not only sense things, but they're things that you're verbalizing, or you're asking questions, or they come with questions? What?
Yes. So it's not every time that I do energy healing that I will have a vision, because it takes a good amount of concentration for me to be able to do that, at least to the extent that I am. But there are times where I can see different things. I remember there was a healing session I did for somebody just this last month or so. And I remember seeing different images while I was doing that. I saw the woman I was working on in kind of an old 50s diner with an old classic car, red car. And I remember thinking it very random at the time that would come to my mind. But when I asked her a little bit more about it, she was like, oh, I love classic cars. And if I were to get a car, I would have really been leaning towards a red one. And so asking around and trying to figure out what that was about, I was informed that those are the things that make her happy. Those are the things that make her comforted. And when I'm doing healing sessions on people, it's part of the process to feel that way. And I think people's minds naturally go to things that they enjoy. And I was able to pick up on that, which was a really cool thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so great how we just accidentally bump into gifts that we have.
Yeah, it really is. It's like every time you go out and you are progressing one gift, you come to find out that maybe you have a little bit more to offer in other areas. And so it's an ever progressing journey. And it's always fun the way that it unfolds because it's always a surprise. And you just when you think you know yourself really well, you start to figure out things about yourself that totally amaze you, things you never knew you could do. So
That's great. So if people want to find you on the web, where can they go?
I'm located right now. I have a Facebook page, and that's the best way that you can get a hold of me right now. You can just find me by my first name and last name on Facebook. So that would be Justin, Justin, and my last name Daugherty, and that's spelled Daugherty. The other way that you can reach me is I have an email address, and it's at JM and then my last name Daugherty. So JMDAUGHERTY, and that's at gmail.com.
Great.
I hope to have a website up very soon. As soon as I do, I will go ahead and make sure I post that as a link on my Facebook page.
Great, great. Thank you so much. It's been lovely chatting with you.
Thank you so much, Lorelai. I really appreciate your time.
You're very welcome. And so for everyone listening, you can find out more about our events, the Metaphysical Empowerment and Wellness events at MetaphysicalEmpowermentEvents.com, or the short version, MEWEvents.com. We're going to have a new website up soon, so you may be watching this after it's already up. We hope you enjoy it, and we look forward to connecting with you soon. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Welcome.